Construction worker Corey Evans and his friend Justin Holtman are suing homemaker Jeanette Bergman for stealing 4 bull mastiff puppies. Jeanette is countersuing for vet bills and emotional distress.
All rise. Yes, this is case number 71 on the calendar in the matter of Evans, Holtman versus Bergman. You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. May be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Corey.
Yes.
It is your claim that this lady stole 4 puppies from you, 4 bull mastiff puppies.
Yes, Your Honor.
Those are puppies that grow up to be really big dogs, if my memory is correct. Is that right?
Yes.
How much do the dogs weigh when they're full grown?
My male's about 160 to 170 pounds.
Have a picture of him?
I do when he was a puppy.
Mrs. Bergman said she did not steal the puppies at all. You owed her the puppies because last year she bought 4 puppies from you and they died. So you owed her these dogs and she merely came and took them. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. How long have you been breeding bull mastiffs?
3 years.
Just my own curiosity. You bought 4 puppies from him last year?
Correct.
Is that correct?
I don't know, actually.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't recognize this lady at all.
Do you recognize her?
Well, I was the one that was there when she stole them, so.
Did you have a litter of puppies last year?
Yeah, I have one every year.
But you don't recognize her from last year?
No. I've sold a lot of puppies. I've sold over 50 puppies to different people.
Okay. Don't you remember somebody buying 4 puppies at one time?
Yeah. I
Yes.
don't remember her. Sorry. Yes.
But you remember somebody last year buying 4 puppies at one time?
Yes.
And it could have been her.
Yes.
What did you buy 4 puppies last year for?
Okay, well, I went over there, Your Honor, to buy 1 puppy.
Last year?
Last year. And he said, well, I have an ad here. They were $400 a piece in this ad. This is the ad I bought them out of. They were $400 a piece at the time. I went over to his house to buy 1 puppy. He said, I will let you have 4 for $600. So I said, okay. So I wrote him a check, this check, for $600.
Let me see it, please. Well, clearly, Corey, she wrote a check out to you, which you cashed for $600 on July 11th, 2003.
It's possible.
No, I'm telling you, you did.
Okay.
That refresh your recollection?
No, it doesn't, but...
Okay. So you took 4 puppies for $600. What was your intention to do with the 4 puppies?
Well, because we had the 4 puppies, I was going to give 1 to my sister and keep the other 3 for our family because we have a ranch. We live on a big ranch as guard dogs.
Who changed the number of dogs here on the check?
When I was writing the check, Your Honor,
Yes.
at first he was going to sell me 3, and then I was going to get 4 because we were negotiating the price.
Now, what happened to the puppies last year when you got them home?
Well, as soon as I got home, they weren't eating, and they started having diarrhea. So the very next day, I called his mother because he didn't have the puppies. His mother had the puppies. And I said, I'm bringing these puppies back, and I want my check back. And so I took the puppies over to where I got them and demanded my check back. And he had cashed my check and would not give me my money back. And I said,
This was just a second. This was the next day?
yes.
No, that's not true. That's not true. He did not cash the check the same day. He did not cash the check for 3 days.
Okay. Well, he told me he cashed the check
I don't care what he told you, madam. All you had to do was call the bank, and the bank would have said the check has not been cashed.
Well, I did not do that.
Well, that's unfortunate for you.
Well, he told me that. Anyway, I didn't check the bank. And he agreed. I asked him, he said he would not replace the puppies. I asked his mother, I told his mother what he'd said, and I argued with her, and she said, go make him be responsible. And
don't tell me what his mother said. Just tell me what you did. His mother's not here. That's hearsay.
Then
Mom anyway.
then I went to him and I said, look, I'm not going to argue with you.
Did you take the puppies back?
Yes, I did, but they would not take them back.
Just a second. You took the puppies back to your house. After you went to his house, his mother's house, you took the puppies back to your house.
Because she begged me.
Don't tell me what she begged you. That's hearsay. You took the puppies back to your house.
That's correct.
That was on the 12th of July.
Yes.
The next day.
Yes.
And after they were back in your house, what happened?
Well, we tried to give them rice and hamburger, and then I took them to the vet a couple of days later. 2 had already died.
What day did you take the puppies to the vet?
You have the checks, and you have the... It was a couple of days later I took the puppies to the vet.
On the 15th?
Yes.
Do you have a statement from the vet as to what was done?
No, I did not.
Why not? They gave you one.
I had it in a packet, and I didn't bring it.
Well, why didn't you bring it?
I don't know why.
I don't know why you didn't bring it.
I thought that that check actually would be okay.
Well, that's ridiculous, madam. You were coming to court. You're supposed to bring proof. Part of your lawsuit, you have a counterclaim. Your counterclaim is for vet bills.
That's right.
Which means that I have to see the bill from the vet. And that you didn't bring with you? Did you bring your lipstick? Did you bring your mascara? That was important. You bring the vet bills if you're suing for vet bills.
Yes, ma'am.
Not the check.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Corey Evans and Justin Holtman claim Jeanette Bergman stole 4 Bull Mastiff puppies.
So the puppies died. What did you do next?
So I called Corey and I said, look, these puppies died and I want you to be responsible for these puppies. And he said, oh, I said, I want you to replace these puppies. And he said, okay, when I have another litter, you'll know. I says, okay. He says, just check the paper. I will have an ad in the paper. Then you could get your 4 puppies.
Now, what did you do when you saw the ad for the Bull Mastiff puppies this year? What did you do?
I called the ad and I said, is this Corey? He said, no, this is Corey's friend. I'm selling these puppies for him.
Justin.
That's correct.
And what did you say?
So I called him up and I said, give me directions because it's been a year and I had forgotten where Corey had lived.
Is that what she said to you?
No.
No, it's not what she said to you at all.
I didn't.
You know, I want to tell you something. Are these your children?
Yes, they are.
I don't want to have to give you the business in front of your children, but I don't want you to make things up as you go along, Miss Bergman. You may feel as if you have a legitimate case, but what you're doing is you're fabricating, and I don't want you to fabricate, especially in front of your children. Certainly not to me. Keep going. So?
I went over to Corey's house after he gave me directions, and I went over there and I said, I'm going to take 4 of these puppies.
You went over there. How did he get over there?
Well, I called him when I got to the house.
What did she say to you? Take your hands out of your pockets.
Basically, or she said...
look at me. Don't look down. Look.
Said she was coming to look at the puppies because she wanted to buy some of them.
Now, she called you when she got there. What did you say to her when she called you?
I was actually over at the courthouse paying some tickets. I told her it would probably take me about 45 minutes to get there. And I, in the first place, never told her to come over there. She showed up. I gave her directions. She wasn't supposed to show up till he got off work.
So when you got there, when you got to the house, what did you do? Just tell me step by step. You pulled up to the house. You had been to the house before. What did you do?
I told him that I was here to get 4 puppies that Corey owed me. And he handed them to me over the fence, and I put them in my van. And I said, tell him to tell Corey, thank you very much. I won't ask him to pay my vet bill.
Now, Justin, I'd like you to tell me your version of what happened when you arrived from the courthouse from paying tickets and found Miss Bergman at Corey's house.
She asked if they were pure. What else? She asked a few questions about the puppies. Yeah, I think then I took her around back and she started picking the 4 puppies out she wanted. There was 6 there at the time. And
she said she wanted 4?
Yeah.
Did she tell you why she wanted 4?
No, I didn't ask her. She didn't say.
Okay, and then what happened?
We loaded them all up. She shut the back of her van. She went around to the driver's side of her van, sat in there, and started messing with her purse like she was going to write a check or pull some cash out or something.
No.
She asked for a pin. I turned around, started walking, and probably got 2 or 3 steps away. I heard her messing with her power locks, heard the power locks clicking, and she shuts the door and drives off and screams something when she's driving off.
Okay, now can I see the ad for the puppies, please?
Yes. I had ads in 2 or 3 different papers.
Where are the puppies now, Miss Bergman?
They're in my yard.
What was the date that you took the puppies?
It was the...
What was the date you took the puppies?
April 1st. I thought it was a sick joke when he called me at work.
All right, so I have to make a judgment as to whose story sounds more logical and what story that I'm hearing sounds like a fantasy. And quite frankly, Miss Bergman, your story sounds like a fantasy to me. You did, in fact, read the paper, and you did, in fact, see that somebody was selling bull mastiffs. You called and you said, is Corey selling them? And Justin said, no, I'm selling them for Corey. You got the address, so you knew it was the same place. And you resorted to self-help, which means you went over there and you tricked him. Because there's no way in the world that this young man would say, oh, you say that he owes you 4 puppies? Here are 4 puppies. Put them in your car. Goodbye. No way he's going to do that. So you went there and you said, I'm here to buy 4 puppies. I want that one and that one and that one and that one and that one. I put them in my truck. You asked him for a pen. You locked the doors. You shouted, now I got what I wanted. And you probably got an extra couple of puppies for your aggravation and maybe for your vet bill. Because I'm not so sure that you brought 4 home last year. Anyway, the puppies were for sale for $500 apiece. By your own acknowledgement, you took 4 puppies. That's $2,000. That's what he's going to get, and your counterclaim is dismissed. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
They must have got sick while she had them, because they weren't sick when I had them.
Corey knows he owed me 4 puppies and chose not to give them to me because he's the kind of person that he is.
She's a little nutty. That's basically the whole deal there. I mean,
That's okay because we're Christians and we know what's right.
I've never had anybody bring a puppy back to me.
I had the check that he cashed stating that he really didn't owe me. He cashed my check.
Judge realized she's crazy and stole stuff from me and gave me my money.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Abernathy versus Millard. Step forward, please.
Flight attendant Ellen Abernathy is suing her former friend, Jill Millard, for her share of a European vacation. Jill says she paid her back with babysitting.
Miss Abernathy, I gather from your complaint that you and the defendant used to be very good friends.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your lawsuit claims that the defendant owes you money for her expenses for a European trip, for a piece of jewelry that she purchased there that she put on your credit card, and for a loan that you made her for an attorney while she was going through some matrimonial difficulties.
Yes, Your Honor, that's right.
So, you were going on this trip to celebrate a milestone birthday.
That's
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
You know, 50 is the new 30.
I like that. That's right.
I agree with you. That's the way it is.
Yes.
So you were going to Europe for your 50th birthday?
Yes, ma'am.
Who was going?
Myself and my husband, Bill, my son, Alex, who was 10 years old at the time, and his best friend, who was 10 years old at the time.
Where were you going?
We went to Zurich, took the train to Florence, went to Cortona, my favorite, Assisi. I saved and planned for 10 years for this trip. It was very, very important to me.
Sounds like a beautiful trip.
It was wonderful.
Under what circumstances did Miss Millard join you on the trip?
My middle son was not able to go on the trip with us, and so I had a ticket that I was going to turn back in, and Miss Millard said, I've never been to Italy and I've always wanted to go. Can I go along? She was my friend at the time, and I said, well, I have the ticket, but you know, with your finances, can you afford to pay for your part of the trip? So long story short, she said that when she got back from the trip and got on her feet job-wise, that she would pay me back.
Okay.
So that was fine.
Okay. The ticket that you had for your son that you were going to turn back in, was it a refundable ticket?
Well, it was refundable in that I used my frequent flyer miles, and I was just going to turn it back in to have the miles refunded to my account.
Okay. So the expenses that you're talking about are the hotel expenses and the meal expenses, not the plane ticket.
Exactly.
So you're really asking her for the money for her share of the expenses for the trip, not for the plane ticket.
That's right.
Okay. And that was, according to you, your agreement.
Yes.
Now, what happened when you got there with regard to this piece of jewelry that you're suing her for?
We were in Assisi, and they had a very specialty jewelry shop that had Etruscan-type jewelry. And Miss Millard came into the shop and was very taken with a couple of different pieces of jewelry. She did say, I really can't afford this. I really shouldn't get this, but I'll never see jewelry like this again. And I said, well, if you want the jewelry, you can pay me back back for it. I understand. She was my friend. I wanted her to have something nice if she wanted it, but I could not afford to get it for her. And so she chose some jewelry, and I went ahead and put it on my credit card with the understanding that she would pay me back for it.
When you say you had the understanding, did you say that to her?
Yes, I did. My husband was in the shop at the time, and he heard that.
And how much was the jewelry?
It was $394.89.
Okay. What were her expenses?
Her expenses were $2,200. That is for 20 days of hotel.
So about $100 a day?
Yes, ma'am. That's very inexpensive to stay in Europe.
Okay. Plus the $394.
Yes, ma'am, but I had tried several times to call her, and she would either not return my call, or she would return my call and say, don't bother me about this right now. I don't have any money to pay you. So I called her and I said, I'm really sorry it's come to this, but I'm going to have to take you to small claims court. I don't want to do this. I've waited until September, and it had been since the end of June when we had returned. And so she sent me a money order for $100 and a card that was not very complimentary to me.
I see it.
Yes, ma'am. I had told her I felt that she had looked at me as an opportunity, not as a friend, and she took...
Just a second.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this card, this shows that she's sending you something. She didn't feel as if friendship was all about money. Clearly to you, she says it was all about money, whatever. When did you advance her this money for an attorney?
It was in the early part of 2004.
Tell me the circumstances surrounding that.
She had phoned me very upset and said that her ex-fiancé was pressing her about personal issues and making all these charges against her, which I did not believe were true. And so she asked me if I would please help her. She didn't know who to call. She needed an attorney. And I said, I know someone who may be able to help you, but they'll need money. No attorney is going to take your case for nothing. And she said she didn't have any money. I said, well, I can help you. I'll loan the money to you, but you have to pay me back. I cannot afford just to pay your attorney's fees. She said, I'll do anything. I just need that attorney.
Okay. So I'm ready to hear you. Let's start with the attorney's fees because that came first.
Okay. I was in a very serious circumstance and I needed some help.
You needed money?
Yes. And she was very kind in helping me in that particular instance. And
so is what you're telling me, Miss Millard, that you expected her to pay this $2,500 and that you would not be paying her back?
Oh, no, no, no.
So you're now telling me that you agree that the $2,500 was a loan?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you didn't say that in your answer. What you said was that the attorney was her idea and it was not a loan.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood.
Okay. What did you expect to pay for that?
Well, before we went on the trip, we had an agreement. Her middle son could not go on the trip, and so I was kind of a fill-in. He had already been accounted for all the expenses, so the expenses mostly were already paid for. So
no, that's not true. There's food.
Right. So what
that food wasn't paid for.
I agreed that I would be responsible, that I had brought cash and would exchange for euros once we got to...
How many dollars did you cash for euros and give to her?
I believe I cashed $200 in American dollars, and I gave them 60 euros.
Is what you're telling me, that you gave her 60 euros for 20 days that you were in Europe?
No, 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 not for 20 days, for the 3 days that I couldn't get to the bank. And the rest of
what happens after you went to the bank?
I was paying for my own meals.
How were you doing that?
With my own euros.
Now let's get to the jewelry. What happened with the jewelry?
We were in Assisi, and we went into this jewelry shop, and she said, oh, come and look at this beautiful jewelry. But I knew that I couldn't afford any of the jewelry. And so she said, well, how about if you pick out these pieces? And I brought the pieces. And then once we get home, we'll set up a way for you to pay me back in increments, because she knew when I got home that I would be starting a new job.
So it was a loan?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, that's not what you say in your answer. You say that it was a gift. So now you're telling me, Miss Millard, that it was, in fact, a loan. Did you start paying her back?
Yes, the reference to the $100 money order is was first part of the installment.
Well, you owe her $4,994 in addition to this $100. So what you're telling me is you acknowledge the debt.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $4,994.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I had a fabulous vacation, and I had hoped that everyone who was with me had a fabulous vacation.
Spending a long time with a friend in one place is taxing on a friendship.
But unfortunately, I guess not everyone did.
Sad that I really enjoyed our friendship and I miss my friend.
Be careful who you vacation with.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Eden versus Neely. Step forward, please.
18-year-old student Desiree Eden is suing her father's girlfriend, EMT tech Susan Neely, for the return of payments on a Dodge Neon she repossessed. Susan is countersuing for the vehicle's unpaid balance and insurance payments.
Who are you?
I'm the dad.
Why don't you stand up, sir? Miss Eden, while this gentleman, who's your father, is not a defendant, I'm going to have him stand here because I think it's important. Miss Neely is your father's girlfriend. They live together. Is that right?
Yes.
According to what I read, a couple of years ago, you needed a car. You were living with your father and his girlfriend. And Miss Neely agreed to buy a car. You were underage, so it was in her name. And tell me what the agreement was.
The agreement was that I paid the car payments on the car as it came. I paid the $1,000 down plus the car payments on it.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
From when to when?
From November 2003 to November 26th of 2004.
And you made the payments every month?
Yes.
Who paid the insurance?
I paid it when she asked for it.
The agreement was that you would make the monthly payments?
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Neely, is it correct that Miss Eden made the monthly payments on the car from November of 2003 to November of 2004?
Her last payment was on November the 12th.
So the answer would be yes?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what happened in November of 2004?
Okay, the day after Thanksgiving, she decided that she was going to move out and move in with her boyfriend. And I told her she could not take the car because that car was in my name. It was titled in my name. And I would not let her have it because if something should happen and they go out and have a wreck and kill somebody, it comes back on me. So I told her she had to leave the car with me, and if she came with the balance owed against the car, then I would sign it over to her.
That's not true, Your Honor.
Just a second.
She did not come up with the $2,201.93 that was owed against the car, so I would not allow her to have it.
Well, wasn't your agreement. Ms. Neely, that wasn't your agreement.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Eden says her father's girlfriend, Susan Neely, illegally repossessed her car. Susan says she took the car away when Desiree moved in with her boyfriend.
When did you turn 18?
May 23rd.
Of 2004?
Of 2004.
Once she turned 18 and continued to make the payments, and you continued to accept the payments, that contract that you had with her, that verbal contract, was ratified, which meant it became a contract. The contract's terms were very simple. You make the payments until the car is paid off, and I'll sign the title over to you. That was your contract.
But she's no longer making payments. She
stopped making payments because you wouldn't let her take the car.
Correct.
What we're talking about is an anticipatory breach, which is you said to yourself, I'm not so sure whether she's going to continue to make the payments on the car if she's not here and living with the boyfriend, so I'm not going to let her have the car. That's what you really said.
Well, our insurance company told us that.
Hey, don't tell me what your insurance company told you. The insurance company cannot interpret a contract that you had with her.
Your Honor.
Yes.
Also, when it was told to her when we decided to get the car for her, it was also told that she would stay in school, and it depended on her grades. That way we could also use the car. If she starts slipping a little bit, we could take the car away from her.
She hadn't slipped? Sir, she just decided to move out and move in with her boyfriend.
Exactly. But after that is when she lost her job. She quit school.
I did not.
But just a second. Just a second. Mr. Eden, at the time she left, she was making the payments.
Yes.
She was in school.
Yep.
And she had a job.
Yes.
You can't anticipate what's going to happen afterwards. Where's the car now?
It is at my house.
They have it for sale for $2,500.
Car is hers.
Okay, who pays the rest of the...
She does.
Okay. Does she pay that to us or to the car dealership, or...
Are you working?
No, ma'am.
Well, how are you going to make the payments on the car?
Well, I just moved back into my mom's here recently. I have to get another job.
Where's the boyfriend?
Right here.
How come you moved out of his house?
We both moved into my mom's house. We were having too much problems in Monette where we were living with him. He had assaulted me shortly after I moved out.
Who did?
My father. I had to get a restraining order against him on December 8th. He assaulted me on December 7th.
About what?
About he was mad that I moved out and I was living with him.
Does he work?
Yes, he does.
What does he do?
He is
Don't
in
look down.
factory.
What?
Factory.
And what about you?
I'm in school, high school.
How do you do in high school?
I do really good. I have good grades.
You do really well.
I do really well. I try.
I have a report card from when she left.
We don't need you to do any negatives.
Okay, I just sort of...
Listen to me. Is he in school?
No, he's not.
How old is he?
22.
Do you have the ability to do better in school?
Yes, ma'am.
It's really dumb to hitch your wagon to a star when you're 18 years old, especially when the star isn't such a star. Unless you get an education, it's going to be a struggle your whole life. You want to struggle your whole life?
No, Your Honor.
You know what I'm saying to you?
Yes, ma'am.
You look like you have the potential to do okay. Unless you recognize your potential, you're going to be clawing at life your whole life. I think that taking back this car is probably going to be a terrible burden for you, financially, because you don't have the money for it now, right?
Right.
So you put in $4,000 into the car in the year that you had it, in payments that you made.
Correct.
Let's say you had to rent a car, a basic car, for the year. That would have cost you about $2,000 or $166 a month, basic. So you have the following choice. Either you assume full financial responsibility for this car, or I'm prepared to award you half of what you're requesting, which is $2,000, which might give you an opportunity of going and finding a good second-hand car that wouldn't give you any further payments. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And then Ms. Neely and your father can go and sell this car if they make a profit, fine. If they don't, fine. You think that's a smarter idea for you?
Yes, I do, because I don't know what they've done. I'm not sure what they've done to the car since I haven't had it.
Well, I don't think they've purposely done anything. They're trying to sell it. All right. You can't anticipate a breach of a contract. You had an agreement with this young lady, and she fulfilled her end of the agreement. She used the car for a year, over a year. She understands that that's wear and tear on the car. I'm awarding her $2,000. Be smart. Buy wheels so that you can get yourself to and from school and to and from a part-time job. Do well in school. Think a little higher than what you know. You know, think a little higher, think. Can I reach my potential, and what is that?
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You don't have any children, do you?
Oh, no.
Right?
Right.
Right?
Right.
And you don't plan on any for a while, right?
No, ma'am.
Very smart. Make sure. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $2,000. That's all.
Excuse you, may step out.
We went driving around. He got upset because we were going to get married and hit me a couple times.
No, I never assaulted my daughter.
She moved out, moved in with me, and we had trouble ever since.
He basically told her that she couldn't go around anybody and do anything. We couldn't come around her.
They like to lie, and they're vicious people, I think.
They got what they deserve. They put her through a lot of trouble when I first met her.
They're portraying to be such innocent people right now, and they've got plans to move to Illinois just as soon as they get the money to go, and I think they just got their money.
I think when he grows up and becomes a man, then he can realize what he's missed out on throughout the years.
For things to turn out like this is just something I don't know if I'll ever get over. I don't know if she'll ever get over.
All parties in the matter of Ward versus Ortega, step forward, please.
Office manager Kelly Ward is suing fellow concertgoer, 19-year-old student Filiberto Ortega for falling on top of her during a show. Kelly says a drunken Filiberto gave her whiplash.
Ms. Ward, you went to a concert, a musical concert?
Yes, I did.
And Mr. Ortega was also a guest at that concert, paying custom. Don't get smart with me, sir. Is your claim that Mr. Ortega got drunk? Mm-hmm. While he was drunk, he fell on top of you and injured you.
Correct.
You want to be compensated for your medical bills and for your pain and suffering.
Yes.
And Mr. Ortega said that that's what happens when you go to a concert. He doesn't think that you were injured. He was drinking that night, but he doesn't think that he was so drunk that his falling on top of you, which he hardly remembers, was as a result of his being intoxicated. Is that right, sir?
I'll admit I was wrong for drinking that night, and I learned my lesson, definitely learned my lesson.
Well, let's start with Miss Ward. What concert was it?
It was a Dave Matthews concert on October 5th.
And tell me exactly what happened.
Well, I can tell you what I remember. My witness can kind of finish it up for me. Her and I were sitting in our seats at the time. She was on the end. I was sitting right next to her. All of a sudden, all I knew, I felt something in the back of my head. I was pushed to the ground like this. I felt feet kicking my head and my neck. And from there, it was kind of a blur.
Then you can pick it up from there. Tell me your name.
Lori.
Lori what?
Langdock.
What did you see?
At first I felt something hit the side of my arm, and I thought maybe she's trying to get my attention. So I turned and looked at her and saw her slump forward in her seat, and I saw the defendant's legs are on top of her head and her neck, and his body was to the seat, in the seat to her left. And I had to kind of pick his legs up off of her, and he kind of fell farther over. Then she sat up just a little bit, and I just kept asking her if she was okay, and then he pushed a little bit past her and he kept falling back on the both of us, so I had to kind of help hold him up until he got right in the stairwell there, or in the stairs, and then I let go of him and went back to her.
Do you have any medical bills?
Yes, I do.
Can I see them, please?
Sure.
Okay, I'll hear you.
Where do I start? I really don't know where to start.
Start when you arrived at the concert, sir.
Prior to the concert,
who brought you?
We actually walked to the concert from a friend's house of mine.
Had you been drinking before you got to the concert?
Yes, ma'am.
What were you drinking?
Vodka.
Tell me what happened to Miss Ward.
I fell over like a couple rows of people, and I was unaware that I heard her that bad. Cops rolled up, and that's the day the music died for me. So.
What do you mean the day the music died for you? What does that mean?
It's a reference to a song.
What happened to you, Mr. Ortega?
What happened to me? I fell. It's
and when the cops arrived, what happened, sir?
They cuffed me for drinking and being underage. I got in trouble for resisting arrest, and that's all pending right now, so I don't know if I can really talk about it, but...
No, you shouldn't, because you behaved badly.
May I say something,
Sure.
Your Honor? When we came back, he was actually passed out in his seat at that time.
He was drunk?
Yeah.
I couldn't control myself, and I apologize if I hurt you.
Well, I'm glad you said that, sir, so that I don't have to scream and yell at you and make you appear foolish, which, believe me, if there's anybody who knows how to do that, I am a pro.
Can I also mention one other thing? At this time, I'm unable to lift my 3-year-old daughter. I'm unable to lift a basket of clothes, my 5-pound cat. So
all as a result of being stupid.
And I don't know how long this is going to last. You know, I have a 6-month record for chiropractic, but I could go past that.
Did you see this chiropractor before this incident?
I've never seen a chiropractor before.
Judgment for the plaintiff, as requested. I've calculated your expenses, and they will amount to almost $4,000 by the time you're finished. Your request is for $5,000. It's more than reasonable. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please are excused. You may step out.
There was no alcohol present at the concert, so there was no reason for the activity.
I apologize again to her.
They told me that I had a concussion, whiplash, and that I should be going to the emergency room.
Just can't wait till it's all over. Clean slate.
I'm very pleased with the decision she made.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Conger versus Tates, step forward, please.
Plaintiffs Chuck and Karen Conger are suing the father of their grandchild, roofer Jeremiah Tates, for the cost to fix a '97 Ford Escort. The Congers claim Jeremiah's driving caused the transmission to blow.
Mrs. Conger, you have a daughter whose name is Brenda. Correct. Let me guess, Brenda.
Yes.
Your stepdaughter.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is a convoluted story of a car, a 1997 car, that was purchased for your daughter and the defendant, her then boyfriend and father of the two children. And the arrangement was that the two of them would pay you back for the car. Mm-hmm. Well, then they had an off-again, on-again kind of arrangement. And at some point, Mr. Tates took the car with your daughter's permission because she got a new car. Mm-hmm. And he was driving the car and making the payments.
Yep.
And then the engine blew on the car, and he had the car towed to your house. And he said, I'm not making payments on it anymore. So you want him to pay for the repairs that you did to the car in order to get it up and running because you still have the car.
Correct.
That's really what the lawsuit is about. You want him to pay for the repairs. Mm-hmm. And Mr. Tate says, I only drove the car for a couple of months. Brenda has always driven that car, right?
Correct.
So why are you looking to me to pay for the repairs? So, the car was purchased when?
Go ahead.
I'm not sure when Brenda purchased the car.
Brenda, step up. When did you buy the car, Brenda?
The car was purchased, I want to say, in 2001.
Okay. And it was purchased in your name?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it still in your name?
No, ma'am.
Whose name is it in?
It is now in my mother and stepfather's name.
And who drove the car in 2001?
I did all the driving. Jeremiah did not have his license.
Okay. You did the driving in 2001. Who did the driving of this particular car in 2002?
I did.
Who did the driving of this car in 2003?
I did half of it, and then Jeremiah took over.
Okay. Now, when did Jeremiah take over the car?
October to May.
To May of 04.
May of 2004. How did he come to have possession of the car?
We were trying to work on things, and we just couldn't do it. So when I left, I also had another automobile. Jeremiah had his...
Just a second. When you left, what do you mean you had another automobile?
Oh, I'm sorry. When Jeremiah and I separated, I took my income taxes and I purchased a SUV. So for him to have transportation for his work, he also goes to a school and he has children. We just talked about it, and he was going to take that so he would have transportation for those needs.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. But the Explorer she had was paid off with the taxes she got back from our two kids, claiming our two kids. So, I mean...
Did you support them?
Yes, I did.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Why did you claim them both that year?
He was the sole supporter of the family. I did not work. I went to school and I took care of the children. And when we separated, we were not on talking terms. I needed money. I needed to take care of my children and get a roof over our head.
So you claimed the children as your deduction?
Yes, ma'am.
Even though he supported them?
Yes, because when he claims taxes, he is paying the IRS right now, so he would not have received anything. I tried talking to him about it, but at that time we were not.
What do you mean he's paying the IRS?
He has back taxes. He used to own his own business, so he's dealing with stuff
so
like
you
that.
wouldn't have gotten the money anyway, but at least she got the advantage of it. Is that what you're telling me?
Yep, that was clear, Your Honor.
Okay, and how much of an advantage did you get?
Not much. I think my return was only $3,100.
$3,100.
Yes,
and you got $3,100, and you actually did not support the children. He did that year.
Yes.
Fine. Who's driving the car now?
My daughter is.
Which daughter?
I have a daughter. She's 16 years old. Her name is Brianna, and she's making payments on the car because we still owe money on the car.
Great. How much do you still owe?
A couple $1,000s.
I don't think he's responsible to fix the car.
We have 6 months of where he's made payments on this car faithfully.
That's absolutely right. He made payments 6 months faithfully. The car was not in his name. It's in your name. You chose to take the car, and instead of fixing it and selling it, you chose to give it to your daughter. That's what you chose to do.
We just thought that he's the one that was driving it at the time, so we thought that he should be held responsible for...
No, not necessarily. The engine could have blown when your daughter was driving the car. She drove the car for 3 years. Cut your losses.
Well, he made payments on this car with faith, and if he would have taken out a loan, he would have had this car then.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
May I?
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. You also could have fixed the car and sold it.
I understand your view on I was the one driving, but I was the only one with the legal license.
So what?
Well, if he would have had a license, his driving would have been just as much. So the problem, okay.
Madam, you want to also explain the $3,100 that should have actually gone to the federal government and went to your pocket instead?
I also worked.
Oh, that's a lot of baloney.
No,
you said to me a moment ago that he was the sole support of the children the year that you claimed the children on your tax returns, and you did it because you knew that if he claimed the children, he would not be getting a refund because he owed for back taxes. So you claimed the refund. You needed money to buy a new car, which you took $3,100. You bought a new car. You gave him that one. Good. Leave him alone. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He admitted that he was hot riding, but with the income taxes, I had to do that because otherwise my children and I would have been on the streets.
We'll always try to work on things. I mean, that's just a must for the kids.
It's draining. I mean, I try to go to school and deal with my children and work, and with this burden over my family, I'm ready. It's just over with,
It's over.
And now we can just move on.
She thought you were in an exclusive relationship.
We're just dating.
Why would a person ask a woman who he was just dating for money? Is not an answer. You are so lucky. You should kiss the ground that you're standing on.
This is Judy Justice. Bailiff Cassandra Britt is standing in for Bailiff Kevin Roscoe, and Law Clerk Alexi Mincer is sitting in for Law Clerk Sarah Rose. Tanisha Merriweather is suing her ex-boyfriend, Ty Womack, for a business loan he failed to pay back.
Court come to order. All rise. Have a seat, please. Case number 3070, Merriweather versus Womack.
Thank you. Miss Merriweather, you and the defendant were sort of briefly in a relationship. Is that correct?
Yes.
And it is your claim that during the course of that relationship, you made a loan to him.
That's correct.
And that loan was to start a business.
Yes.
He hasn't paid you back.
No,
That's
he
why
hasn't.
you're here. Mr. Womack says that you did, in fact, give him that money, which you're going to show me where you took it from, right?
Yes.
That he didn't start the business because he got preoccupied with other things,
Correct.
but it was a gift, right?
Correct.
Okay. Mr. Womack, when and where did you meet the plaintiff?
We met online, and we started dating.
On what online?
Just online.
Isn't there a site, a place, a Facebook?
An
Where
online.
did you meet?
It's an online dating app called Black.
And when did you meet?
May 2022.
That's when you first met online?
Yes.
When did you meet in person?
It was toward the end of May, so maybe like May 29th or something.
And you both live in the same area?
Correct.
Where do you live?
I live in Los Angeles.
And you, sir?
Inglewood.
What kind of work do you do, Miss Merriweather?
I work for a reentry program, so we assist formerly incarcerated individuals. So we help them with housing, employment, and education.
And what do you do, sir?
Freelance production, so pretty much all of this that's going on.
Doing what?
Production coordinator, writer, everything that is associated with film and TV.
Who do you live with, sir?
Myself.
Who do you live with?
Myself.
Ever been married?
No.
You?
No.
Have kids?
Yes, one.
How old?
12.
Boy or a girl?
It's a girl.
Lives with you?
Yes, she does.
And you, sir?
3.
How old are they?
17, 15, and 6.
Are they also in Los Angeles?
They are.
Do you see them?
Often.
Who do they live with?
Their mothers. But each one has their own room at my house.
In your house?
Yes.
You pay support for them?
No, we don't have support set up.
Okay, so the two of you met online in May of 22, went out the end of May for the first time. At that time, Mr. Womack, what kind of work were you doing in May?
Production.
And according to what I read, that sort of dried up and you were blowing through your savings.
I wouldn't say that. I did wrap a show, and Miss Mayweather asked me what my plans were or if I had any business aspirations. I told her.
What month was this?
I'd like to say the end of 2022.
So you were dating from May of 2022 through December?
Yes.
Were you and Miss Merriweather, at least on your part, exclusive in your dating?
No.
Were you?
Yes.
Did you know he was not?
No.
From May of 2022 to December, did you ever tell Miss Merriweather that you were seeing other people?
I let her know that dating was seeing other people and that we were dating. We weren't in an exclusive relationship.
Well, tell me how you explained that to her. I'm just curious because
this $5,000 is a whole bunch of money, so I would like to know how you explained to her that she was just a date.
That we were dating. And in dating, you date other people. You see other people.
Well, I want to know how you conveyed that to Miss Merriweather, because this comes in a little bit later in your story, sir. She said she didn't know that you were dating other people.
We never had any talks of exclusivity. We never had any
That's not
talks
my question.
I don't know how to explain it, but I just let her know that we were dating, and she was free to do whatever she wanted to do.
But you also told me...
Shh. I'm getting it.
Okay.
When you had this discussion about this brainstorm that you were doing about how to add some money to your bank account, you're in the production business. What do you know about the used car business? Is not an answer.
I've been in
cars too, but I don't know anything about flipping cars. I just know that I drive a car. What do you know about it?
I've gone to school for mechanics, so I know how to fix a car.
Great.
But about selling, I haven't done it. So
about doing anything, how to buy, where to buy, how to sell.
I have attended auctions before, and I have purchased cars from auctions before.
Oh, good. And so you must have told that to Miss Merriweather.
I did.
Okay, because she wouldn't have guessed that. For instance, I wouldn't say to, my memory is not what it used to be, but if I were dating a guy who was in production, all different kinds, I wouldn't say, by the way, did you ever fix cars? Do you understand? Yeah. So that had to come up in a conversation somehow.
It did.
I want you to tell me how.
We were talking about
this is the end of the year.
Different things that I've done. I've mentioned different jobs that I had.
Well, how did it come up? You must have said, you know what, my job wrapped and I don't have a steady income now. And I have 3 kids and I have to support myself and they all have a room in my house. It had to have something. You weren't living together, you each have your own space, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it had to come up somehow. It's not a guessing game. She wasn't like Johnny Carson and Karnak. What's in the envelope? The answer to the question is, it had to come up by you saying something to her, sir.
So we were having a conversation about the show wrapping. She asked me if I had anything lined up, any business ideas that I may have had. I shared them with her.
No, and what did you say to her? So she said, what's lined up? Your show wrapped, what's lined up?
I have an idea for purchasing cars and flipping cars.
You said to her?
Yes.
Okay.
And I asked her, are you asking me out of curiosity, or are you asking me because you want to help? And
why would you ask?
She said a little of both.
Why would you ask somebody that you were just dating for financial help?
Because, again, we're just dating. So if
Well, that's what I'm asking you. Why would a person of character ask a woman who he was just dating for money? Brothers and sisters, Mr. Womack?
I do.
How many?
Too many to count.
Too many to count? My God, I can count all the way up to 100. You're a hustler, Mr. Womack.
And later today.
Who do you live with, sir?
I live in the wind.
You live in the wind?
Yes. Every direction it's going, that's where I'm
living. I always wanted to meet somebody who lived in the wind. Now my dream has come true.
Tanisha Merriweather claims her ex-boyfriend, Ty Womack, owes for a loan she gave him for a car flipping business.
A grown man asks a person who is self-supporting, takes care of a child, who lives with her full-time, why would you ask her for money?
I didn't ask her for money. She offered the money to me.
Well, how does that happen, sir?
Over the course of the conversation. And then she let me know, that business venture you were into, I'm going to give you the money.
Miss Merriweather, you have a 12-year-old daughter.
Yes.
She go to school?
Yes.
She does okay in school?
Yes, she does.
She have plans on going on to higher education?
Yes, she does.
Yeah. You have all of her college money put away?
Not all of it. No, I do not.
You saved some?
I'm saving, yes.
Saving so that your daughter can go to school?
Yes.
You wouldn't give somebody that you were casually dating, who was dating other people, money just as a gift?
No, I would not.
Yeah. Why would you do that? You don't look like an idiot.
I'm not.
Mr. Womack, I can understand that if you had an exclusive relationship and you both thought that you were going to build a life together and you were struggling financially and you had a discussion about how you could improve your financial profile, that I can understand. But so let's see what you told me, sir. because this is all about loan, gift, loan. She thought you were in an exclusive relationship. You, not so much. You had an idea to flip cars to make some money. According to you, she said, I can help, right? With that business, right?
Yes.
Not to give it to you so that you could support your kids or to go out and find a new girlfriend, which you did. According to you, that's what you did. So let me understand. You said to her, I'm going to use the money to start a business to flip cars. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
But then you didn't. Now, you give me a whole lot of reasons in your answer as to why you didn't. So let me see if I remember. You said you were preoccupied with your mother's illness, right? And then she started to ask you a whole lot of things while you were preoccupied with your mother's illness, like where to go to dinner, or were you going, I don't know, to Disneyland, or other that you considered silly things considering your situation with your mother, right? That's what you say in your answer.
Yes.
But you weren't so preoccupied with your mother that you didn't find another girlfriend, because that's what you also say in your answer. So somehow, between taking care of your mother and this alleged business, you found time to find a new girlfriend.
Correct.
And you never did buy a car or start the business. That's what you also said.
First off, she was never my girlfriend.
Just a second.
She was never my girlfriend.
That's not what I asked you. I didn't say she was your girlfriend. I didn't say she was your girlfriend. Would that be correct? Let's read the question back to him, Whitney, that I posed to him, because he didn't give me the answer to my question.
But you weren't so preoccupied with your mother that you didn't find another girlfriend, because that's what you also say in your answer. Somehow between taking care of your mother and this alleged business, you found time to find a new girlfriend, correct?
Not a new girlfriend. She was never my girlfriend to start with.
You mean she was never, but you found...
So in dating other people...
Just strike the word new. It was a sufficient girlfriend for you to put in your answer.
So while dating other people?
No. Not what I asked you, sir. You want me to read the question again?
Sure.
You managed to find another girlfriend?
No.
No. Did you buy a car?
No.
I'm going to ask you $24,000 question, or excuse me, the $64,000 question. What did you do with her money?
I used it towards my mother's funeral.
Really? Is that what she gave you the money for?
No, but
then
she
you
also
took
let me know that I could use the money for other things. And I told her I was trying to hold on to it.
Just a second. Miss Merriweather, did he ever tell you he used that money for his mother's funeral?
No, he didn't. No.
We weren't talking at that time.
When did your mother die?
March this year.
So she gave you the money in what month? What month did she give you the money?
December, January.
Look
December.
there.
December 2022.
Now, you had December, so you had Christmas for your kids, right? You had January, whole month of January. So what you're telling me is you didn't spend any of that money in December. You didn't spend any of the money in January. You didn't spend any of the money in February. You saved it all up for your mother's funeral.
December and January, I'm not sure if you remember, it was really rainy, and we had months of rain, like 2 solid months of rain. There were no auctions to go to because they're outdoors.
And?
So I couldn't go.
You are so lucky. You are so lucky. You should kiss the ground that you're standing on. He has 3 children who have 2 or 3 mothers. I know at least 2. 3 mothers? Right. And he took your money and spent it on himself.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You have brothers and sisters, Mr. Womack?
I do.
How many?
Too many to count.
Too many to count? My God, I can count all the way up to 100. You're a hustler, Mr. Womack. Can I see the $5,000 that you gave him? You're a hustler, and you should thank your lucky stars, madam, that you didn't involve him in your daughter's life, because it would be a terrible thing to involve a hustler in your daughter's life. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. We're finished.
Thanks. Great.
Court is adjourned.
It was a gift. She gave me the money.
He knew that he owed me the money that I loaned him, and it was not a gift for him to use for his mother's funeral.
She gave me the money. And I told her once I got money from the business that I would pay her back, or she could become a partner in the business.
No, we had a conversation about him starting a business. He came to pick the money up from me, and I gave him cash for him to start his business and also repay me.
And had I been with her, she'd never ask me for that money ever again.
No, he owes me, and it was for a business that he started. It was an investment for him.
Out of the blue, she showed up at my house with some subpoenas.
He didn't respond back. He blocked me, and that was it. I'm not going to loan out any more money to anyone I'm dating.
Okay, my clerk. So this is my take on this case. I made a decision today based on what I perceived as the facts and the relationship between these two people. The fact that I think she sort of got hoodwinked. So now I want you to give me a legal rationale for what I just did.
Sure. So he accepted money for a car flipping business, and he's under a legal obligation to exercise best efforts to put that money towards his car flipping business. And he used it for reasons outside of that. This was not a no strings attached gift. This was for car flipping, and he has to use it for that.
I buy that. Thank you.
Is suing her ex-brother-in-law, Dwight Francis, for assault and a false arrest.
Court come to order. All rise.
Have a seat, please.
Hello, Judge. Case 3030, Gaines versus Francis.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Miss Gaines, who is this?
My witness, my twin sister, Lucinda Gaines.
Mm-hmm. And your sister is married but in the process of divorcing the defendant.
Actually, they're already divorced.
When were you divorced?
August 18th, 2022.
Okay. The events surrounding this case happened in November of 2020.
Yes.
Each one of you claimed that they were assaulted by the other. In November of 2020, your sister and the defendant were having trouble in their marriage. That be a fair statement?
Yes.
And your sister had complained previously to you that the defendant was trying to get her in trouble, alleging that she assaulted him.
Absolutely.
So on November the 8th, you receive a call from your sister.
No, we was already on the phone, Your Honor.
So you were on the phone with your sister.
Yes.
And I want you to relay the conversation that you had with your sister on that date.
Well, we were just sitting there chatting like we always do. We were just laughing, talking about her schoolwork. I was talking about my schoolwork. We both had tests coming up, so we were just relating to each other in that manner that we always do every day.
Okay, let's go. Move it along.
Anyway, all of a sudden, I heard, after an hour of talking to her on the phone, I overheard him say, "Let's fight. Let's do this without the cops." And I was like...
You heard him say, "Let's fight.
Let's do this without the cops. We could fight right now. We could fight right..."
I want to be very clear, because Whitney is taking, let's do this without...
The police.
The police. That you remember.
That I remember.
Don't speak. Let's do this without the police. And what's the next thing you heard him say?
They just started arguing, so...
Just a second. Would you go back, Whitney, please, and tell me what the plaintiff said? She said that he said two things.
Yes, let's fight. Let's do this without the cops.
Let's fight.
Saying that to my sister.
Shh. Let's fight. Let's do this without the cops. Which one was it? You said, let's do this without the police. That's one. Or let's fight. Let's do this without the cops. Which one did you hear?
I overheard him say both things to my sister, and I just hung up after that.
What both things?
He said, I didn't have no idea he was there. I said, "Cinda, who's that?" She said, "Dwight." I said, why, what's going on? And then I just hung. She was like, "Oh,
what's going on?"
Yeah, and I just hung up. I said, "Okay, I'm just gonna hang up."
Why?
Because they was husband and wife. They, maybe it was just something they was just going through. I didn't know.
Now, just a second. Let me explain something to you. I'm beginning to suspect what you're telling me is a whole lot of who shot John. You're on the phone with your sister. You're talking about tests like you're talking about every day, blah, 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 blah. Then you hear something that would cause me concern. You hear, let's fight. Let's do this without the police. And according to you, what you said to me was, so I just hung up.
I said, "Cinda, I'm going to hang up and I'm going to call you back." She was like, "Oh, I'm going to handle this."
Just a second. Don't speak. Yes. Let's go through it again, because now we're getting a different story. Let's do this. Let's do this without the cops. And then what did you say to her and what did she say to you?
I asked her who was that in the background.
You said, who was that in the background?
And she said, Dwight. I said, oh, I thought he didn't be there anymore.
Okay.
And so she was like, oh, I'm going to handle it. I'm going to just call you back. So I said, okay.
Okay. She said, oh, I'm going to handle it. I'll call you back. So you didn't just hang up. Just a second. You didn't just hang up.
No, I didn't.
You had a continued
I didn't really want to
conversation.
hang up, but I hung up because she
You didn't just hang up. You had a conversation with your sister, and your sister said, I'm going to handle it. That's what you said she said to you.
Absolutely. After 20 minutes, I called. So I felt like they got into a fight. Why I felt that way, because
I don't care why
he had her arrested.
Just a second. I don't care why you felt that way.
Yeah.
I don't care what you felt that way.
Because he got her arrested on October 27th, 2020 for assault. I had no idea. I was calling her.
So we had her arrested in October for domestic violence.
Yes, 2020.
And then so a month before, he had her arrested for domestic violence. What happened to that case? Do you know, Miss Gaines? Do you know? The answer is yes or no.
No.
But you know he had her arrested. Okay, so now we're in November. Your sister has clearly allowed him back into the house, right? She didn't say, it's Dwight, he doesn't belong here, I'm going to call the police, because according to you, she's having a pleasant conversation with you. And he's talking, who is that Dwight? Oh, he's here. So you went to your sister's house.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't call the police because you were worried. You went over to your sister's house. Now I want you to tell me exactly what happened. Be careful, because you know, I've been doing this for 50 years. Do you understand?
Yes.
What you're about to tell me, I've heard 100 times, all different kinds of versions, but certain things make sense and certain things don't. Do you understand? So now I'm going to...
I thought the police would be there by the time I got there because my sister told me...
I don't care what you thought. She told you what?
She told me she was going to go to jail and I just wanted
just a minute. We're getting a lot more into this conversation now. Hold on. First we started with I hung up. And then you said, my sister says to me, when did
when I called back, she said...
Just a second. So you called back and you got her on the phone.
I said,
okay.
Her ex-brother-in-law, Dwight Francis, assaulted her and lied to the police. Dwight is countersuing, claiming he defended himself from Lucretia's attack.
So you waited 20 minutes and you called her back.
Yes.
And you did, in fact, get her on the phone.
Yes, and that's...
Just a second. Now, I want you to go back to what she told me 4 minutes ago with I called.
I did.
And she didn't answer.
She did not answer.
After 20 minutes, I stay home. After 20 minutes, I called. I felt they got into a fight. Why I felt that way? Because he had her arrested. I was just scared.
You called and called. So now you called.
Halfway there, she answered the phone.
You called and she answered.
Yes.
Now I want you to tell me about that conversation before you went over there. I said to her, and she said to me, let's go.
I'm going to jail. She said, well, I'm going to jail now because he called the cops. And then I said, oh, okay, well, because I just felt like she was going to go to jail because she got arrested.
I don't care what you felt.
Anyway, I was only going to get my nephew.
You called her and she said, I'm going to go to jail.
She said he called the cops, so I think
he called the cops. Because he had a restraining order against her.
Protective order.
Right. And clearly something happened in that 20 minutes between the time you were talking about your tests and the time you got her back on the phone that suggested to you that something had transpired when she said, now I'm going to go to jail. So you went over there because you knew about the protective order because you knew she had gotten arrested in October. So now you go over there to do what?
To grab my nephew, because last time I went when she couldn't go back to her home that he moved in with her, he didn't even feed my nephew. And that's what I was afraid of.
Just a second. Is that their child?
No.
You went over there to get your nephew.
Yeah.
Now, what happened when you got there?
When I got
slowly, because right now you see, it doesn't go well.
I know.
You understand?
Understood.
Okay. So now you go over there.
When I got to their home, the defendant was standing outside. I finally pulled up. I saw no cops. So I asked him, why you keep calling the cops on my sister? That's when he took it upon himself to hit me in my face, knock me off the curb, because I guess it needed to fit his narrative. Come to find out, he called the cops and told the cops that my sister called me over there to fight him. Why would I fight for my sister? I shouldn't have went over there, but I did because I was worried about my nephew. She told me to. She asked me to get him the last time. She was like, can you go to the house and grab my nephew?
You left that out 5 minutes ago.
Sorry, because it was so much, and it had been so long ago.
Well, that's why you're supposed to bring a case as soon as you can after the event. The reason I assume you didn't is because COVID struck, and they didn't dismiss both of your cases until recently. So neither one of you could have come to civil court. I assume that that's why you waited 2 years. I really don't care. Now, that's what you say happened, that you came over there and got out of the car and calmly said to him, why do you keep calling the cops on my sister?
Yes.
That's what you remember you said to him?
Yes.
Calmly. Why do you...
Calmly, really agitated, because I was home doing my own thing, you know, and it was
Well, I want you to tell me what happened. You got out of the car. Clearly, you're bigger than he is.
Exactly.
Clearly, you're bigger than he is. So is your sister. You got out of the car, and now you're agitated. So you didn't just ask him. You said, why do you keep calling the cops on my sister? And he punched you.
Yes.
Okay. Now,
and knocked me off the curb. I was stuck under the car where he proceeded to keep pounding on me in my head. And I almost lost consciousness, which I did lose consciousness. My hands was all cut up. I have proof from trying to cover the blows, but I had nowhere to move because of...
Just a second. What part of your hand was all cut up?
Both of my hands, because I was trying to hold it, because I was on the concrete.
Just a second. Your knuckles on both hands were cut up.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a defensive wound.
Those are?
No. That's not. No, dear. That's not a defensive wound. This is a defensive wound. This is from hitting somebody.
But I'm trying to grab my hoodie down so he could stop punching me in my face. So that's what was happening, because I was trying to.
I still don't understand why you got.
I don't know how.
I don't know. I don't know either. I don't know whether you're going to show me. I'm going to look at all your proof. I'm just examining you first, since there are cross complaints here. You're trying to speak over me.
Sorry.
Clearly, you're not intimidated by your surroundings. That's her version of the events. She came over to the house and she asked you why you keep calling the cops on my sister. And you punched her and kept punching her until she almost lost consciousness. Now, you want to tell me your version of these events?
Okay.
How long, by the way, had you been in the apartment with her sister?
6 or 7 years.
No. You had her arrested in October. So clearly she was arrested and she was out of the house. Is it your house or her house?
Her house. She wasn't out the house.
So she was arrested and you were both still living in the house together?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Since October?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you were there and she was there?
Same way, Your Honor.
Same way?
Yes.
She was released by the police and you were there, she was there, and her son?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that correct?
Yes, it's a partial.
Judge, don't speak.
Okay.
So when you said, what's Dwight doing there, you clearly didn't know that they were still living together.
No.
Good. So now you tell me your version of the events of November 8th, 2020. Tell me what happened.
Okay. Lucinda was keep coming at me.
How did she keep coming at you?
Like coming up in my face, like she wanted to fight with me. And I never want to fight at all.
That is not true.
If you say one more word, I'm going to throw you out. Do you understand?
That wasn't me. That was her.
Oh, you're easy. You're going to be gone. Did you call the police?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Did you call the police before Miss Gaines got there?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so now you called the police, and clearly she heard it.
Yes, Your Honor.
And she said to you, I'm going to get arrested. That's what you said.
Because it was a...
Did you say something? There is no indication.
Lucretia Gaines has accused her ex-brother-in-law, Dwight Francis, of assaulting her and lying to the police. Dwight is countersuing Lucretia, claiming she assaulted him.
So you called the police and you went outside?
I went outside first before I called the police.
You went outside and called the police from outside?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
When I called the police, I stepped down to the sidewalk and I was there waiting for the police to come. I heard a car speed come around, hear her yelling, I hope you're not calling the cops. I say, of course I'm calling the cops. She pulled over to the side and come up towards me, ready to fight with me. I never want to fight. I turned my head around. She was already there in front of me, sizing me up, and I just make a mistake and look around. And by the time I made that mistake and look around, she knocked me over.
And?
I saw her about to hit me again. When I hit her, she fall, and I ran off, try to escape. She get back up and running me down. I couldn't run no more because I was going towards the hospital direction where I was going. When she caught up with me, the cops turned up.
Okay. May I see the police report, please?
I have one.
Well, it's practically impossible to determine which one of you instigated the physical part of this altercation. Each of you claimed that the other threw the first blow. Listen carefully to what I'm saying. That's what she says, and you said that she hit you first. So it's impossible to determine who hit who first. However, the police report is very telling. It says that when the police arrived, they found you on Kensington Street. And you told the police, you're Lucretia.
Yes.
Said Francis, that would be him, began to walk down Kensington Street. So the fight had begun, and he got up and started to walk away towards Chapel Street, which is consistent with what he said. And Lucretia said she ran after Francis and began fighting with him until the police arrived. That's what the police report says.
I can show you. I couldn't even run. I had torn meniscus.
Just a second.
There's no way.
I'm telling you what the police wrote in their report that you told them. And it's totally consistent with what he said, that he was trying to walk away.
I was running.
After he beat me up.
Listen to me. You went over there furious.
I wasn't furious.
Oh, yeah.
Just
a second. You went over there furious.
Absolutely not.
Yana,
Absolutely not.
Can I tell my story, please?
Can you tell your story?
Yes, please.
Oh, be my pleasure. I got a couple of questions to ask you as long as you want to testify. Okay. There is no indication here from you to the police or any other authority that he ever put his hands on you. What you complain about him is that he's disrespectful, he taunts you, he says nasty things to you, he calls you names. In response to that, you assault him.
No, I don't, ma'am.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
He had me falsely arrested. Yes, he's small in stature, but I don't know how he keep manipulating the system. This man is dangerous.
You have to understand something. You told the police that he doesn't...
We never had a physical altercation. That's why I don't know where he's getting these things from. It's like once he found out we were going to divorce, he didn't want to leave the house. So that's why he kept having to try to put a case on me.
All may be true.
Yes.
There is no indication here, as a matter of fact, quite the contrary, that he ever put his hands on you.
He never put his hands on me, and I never placed a hand on him.
Your sister did. Now you can sit down.
Go.
Can I just tell you how we even got here?
No.
All I want to say...
No, I'm just telling you. I don't care how you got here. This happened 2.5, 3 years ago, and the reason that you're here is because of an incident that had, in its beginnings, you going to a place where you had no right to be.
Can I please show you the medical reports? Because there's no way I ran down the street.
Just a second. I'm going to read what you told the police.
That was...
After a brief verbal altercation, Francis punched her in the face. They both began fighting in the middle of the street. Francis then began to walk down Kensington Street towards Chapel Street. Lucretia said she ran after Francis and began fighting with him until the police arrived. Okay, your case is dismissed.
All right.
Now, you have any medical records of your injuries?
Yes,
I'd
Your
like
Honor.
to see them.
I have scar to it.
Just a second, I'd like to see them.
I'm telling you, I did not run after him. How can I run? How can I run after him if my knee, a torn meniscus?
Hey, do you want me to play the tape of you walking through the door into the courtroom? Yes, you did.
I could walk, yeah, but I'm
right,
still in
you
pain
did.
for the rest of
I
my
can
life.
play the tape back
I
for you
have to
if
get
you like.
surgery, Your Honor.
Not only is the case going to be dismissed, but because I see you can't control yourself, Even in a courtroom, you can't control yourself. I'm hearing his case now. He's got a cross complaint. And as far as I'm concerned, you were the aggressor. You went there to a potentially aggressive situation by yourself.
Yeah,
by yourself.
She had something in her hand too. I never see what it was, but I know she threw it away.
Do you think I need your help?
Okay.
Forget it. Telling you, this man is dangerous. You'll see he'll be arrested again.
See what I mean? You can't control yourself. You want me to believe that you got out of the car and calmly said, why are you calling the police on my sister? Somebody who can't control themselves in a courtroom. Judgment for the defendant on the counterclaim in the amount of $5,000. Your claim is dismissed.
All right, thanks. Court is adjourned.
I'm just sad about the whole situation because I feel like I should have won this case.
Everything is in facts, and that's how it happened. It was the truth.
I just figured she was going to jail, so I just wanted to get my nephew and leave.
I want to be a good parent.
It goes on. He's manipulating the system, and it shows.
That whole case just seemed like a mess all the way around. I think the plaintiff went there maybe a little hotter than she was ready to admit. I think the police report seemed enlightening after you took a look at that and read her own account of what she told the officer. And, you know, he didn't seem like Prince Charming either, though. So I'm annoyed that you gave him the judgment. I agree with it because it was so unclear.
I gave him the judgment, actually.
Because she couldn't control herself. I knew.
Because you're in a courtroom setting, and you try to take somebody's demeanor in a courtroom setting, which is intimidating. I mean, I'm intimidating. I know that I'm intimidating. Couldn't control herself.
Yeah.
You know, you have to couple the law with common sense. He's no doll, for sure. But he extricated himself from the house because, according to her,
and then down the street.
he was outside when she got there. The police report was clear. He again tried to extricate himself by walking away. And when the police arrived, they were fighting on the street. Again, because she had caught up with him. She said she went there to get her nephew. You can call the police and say, I think there's going to be a problem. Would you take me over there? There's a domestic case. But she went over there hot. And the reason he was awarded money is because she couldn't control herself, even here. There was no question in my mind that she was the aggressor.
No, I agree.
हेलो गाइस, तो आज हम लोग बात करेंगे जर्नल एंट्रीज़ की, या फिर जर्नल एंट्री अगर सिंगल बात करें तो जर्नल एंट्री, और अगर जमा में बात करें तो जर्नल एंट्रीज़ होते हैं। तो हम लोग अगर देखें ना तो यहाँ पर जर्नल एंट्री या जर्नल एंट्रीज़ क्या होता है, ठीक है। सिंपली अगर हम बात करें ना तो सबसे पहले किसी भी बुक में किसी भी चीज़ की एंट्री जो है ना वो की जाती है एक बुक में, ठीक है। फर्स्ट सबसे पहले जिसमें ट्रांजैक्शन को रिकॉर्ड किया जाता है, पहले मैं एंट्री का मतलब आपको समझा दूँ कि एंट्री जो है ना वो लफ्ज़ अकाउंटिंग में हम यूज़ करते हैं। जो असल वर्ड है ना, जो सही वर्ड है वो है ट्रांजैक्शन। तो जब ट्रांजैक्शन हम लोग कर रहे हैं ना तो उसको हम लोग अकाउंटिंग में क्या लिखते हैं, एंट्री लिखते हैं, ठीक है। एक साइड पे एंट्री जर्नल में एंट्री की या लेजर में एंट्री की, इस तरह से उसको बोलते हैं। असल में वो होती क्या है, वो होती है ट्रांजैक्शन, ठीक है। तो हम लोग जर्नल की बात करें ना तो जब जर्नल के अंदर हम सबसे पहले ट्रांजैक्शन को रिकॉर्ड करते हैं, यानी कि जैसे ही मिसाल के तौर पे हम बिज़नेस हैं, हम सेल कर रहे हैं, ठीक है। सेल की तो फ़ौरन से क्या किया, बिज़नेस का उसमें हम लोगों ने जर्नल में ऐड कर लिया। जर्नल की एंट्री लिखने का तरीका क्या होता है अगर कुछ हमने सेल किया तो क्या होता है, हम लोग सेल्स अकाउंट यानी कि सेल्स चली गई, ओके। तो हमारे पास क्या आता है, पैसे आते हैं, गुड्स चला जाता है, पैसे आते हैं, ठीक है। गुड्स को हम लोग लिखते कैसे हैं, हम लोग अगर ख़रीद रहे हैं तो परचेज़ लिखते हैं, जब बेच रहे हैं तो सेल्स लिखते हैं, ठीक है। तो जब हमने उसको सेल्स किया ना, जब हमने उसको बेच दिया तो हमारे पास क्या होता है, कैश अकाउंट बढ़ जाता है और जो सेल्स अकाउंट है वो कम हो जाता है, ठीक है। तो जब हमारा जो सेल्स अकाउंट है वो कम हो गया तो उसको हम लिखते हैं नीचे, ठीक है। और जो कैश अकाउंट है वो बढ़ गया, उसको हम लिखते हैं ऊपर, ठीक है। तो जब हम लोग इसको देखते हैं ना कि यहाँ पे कैश अकाउंट टू सेल्स अकाउंट आएगा, तो ये एक क्या है, ये एक जर्नल एंट्री है। जर्नल एंट्री पास कैसे की जाती है वैसे मैं आपको वर्बली यहाँ पे समझा दूंगा, और जो दूसरा न्यूमेरिकली जो है ना वो मैं आपको पूरी यानी कि जो हमारी लॉन्ग क्वेश्चंस की यानी कि न्यूमेरिकल्स की सीरीज़ होगी ना, मैं उसमें आपको सारी की सारी समझा दूँगा, ठीक है। अभी जो है ना वो डेफिनेशन की सीरीज़ चल रही है। अच्छा, तो हम जो है ना वो ट्रांजैक्शन रिकॉर्ड करते हैं वहाँ पर, और जितनी भी एंट्रीज हम लोग रिकॉर्ड करते हैं ना, जो चीज़ बढ़ रही है, जो ज़्यादा है, वो जो ज़्यादा है ना, हम उसको मतलब जो ज़्यादा हो रही है उसको हम लोग ऊपर वाले हिस्से में लिखते हैं। फिर नीचे देखते हैं तो वहाँ पर आता है टू डैश, यानी कि जो भी डैश अकाउंट जो भी आता है वहाँ पे हम उसको लिख देते हैं। तो वो जो कम हो रहा है उसको नीचे लिखते हैं। सिंपल जो है ना वो जर्नल एंट्री को पास करने का तरीका यही है, ठीक है। डेबिट क्रेडिट की बात कर लें तो जब चीज़ कम हो रही है ना, जो चीज़ जा रही है ना, वो हमारे पास जो है ना वो क्रेडिट होती है, ठीक है। और जो हमारे पास चीज़ आ रही है वो हमारे पास डेबिट होती है। समझ गए इस चीज़ को? कि अब हम लोग बात करते हैं यहाँ पे कि हम लोग कि बैंक अकाउंट में अगर कोई चीज़ जा रही है, पैसे जा रहे हैं, है ना, तो हम लोग इसको जर्नल में कैसे ऐड करते हैं? हम लोग उसको बैंक अकाउंट, ठीक है, फिर टू, आगे फर्दर। अब अगर बैंक से हम पेमेंट कर रहे हैं तो फिर हमारे पास हम ऊपर जो है ना वो उसका नाम लिखते हैं जिसको हम पेमेंट कर रहे हैं, ठीक है। और टू जो है ना वो हमारे पास बैंक अकाउंट के, हमने बैंक से पेमेंट की है, ठीक है। कैश से पेमेंट करते हैं तो फिर कैश अकाउंट लिख देते हैं। हाँ जी, जब पैसा जा रहा है, जब किसी को पेमेंट कर रहे हैं ना, तो उसका जहाँ पे पेमेंट जा रही है ना, है ना, नहीं सॉरी, जहाँ से पेमेंट जा रही है ना उसको हम लोग नीचे लिखते हैं। कैश से पेमेंट जा रही है तो फिर नीचे कैश को लिखेंगे, अगर बैंक से पेमेंट जा रही है फिर नीचे बैंक को लिखेंगे। अगर हम लोग कैश को बैंक में डिपॉजिट कर देते हैं, है ना, तो तब हमारे पास क्या एंट्री होती है? तब हमारे पास एंट्री ये होती है बैंक अकाउंट टू कैश अकाउंट, क्योंकि बैंक में पैसे जा रहे हैं, ठीक है, तो बैंक बढ़ रहा है, बैंक वाले हिस्से को हम क्या कर देंगे, ऊपर लिख देंगे, ठीक है। लेकिन पैसे कहाँ से जा रहे हैं? कहीं ना कहीं से तो पैसे कम हुए हैं जो बैंक में गए हैं ना। तो कहाँ से पैसे कम हुए हैं? जो हमारे हाथ में कैश था, तो कैश अकाउंट नीचे आ जाएगा, क्योंकि कैश अकाउंट डिक्रीज़, ठीक है, डिक्रीज़ हो जाएगा तो वो नीचे आ जाएगा, ठीक है। तो हमारे पास से जितने पैसे थे हमने उसमें से कुछ पैसे बैंक में डिपॉजिट करवा दिया, तो ज़ाहिर बात है पैसे कम हुए हैं ना, लेकिन पैसे जो है ना वो बैंक में भी गए हैं, है ना। तो हमारे पास से पैसे अगर हम देखें ना तो जनरली हमारे पास पैसे कम नहीं हुए हैं, लेकिन हमारे कैश में से तो पैसे कम हुए हैं ना, कैश में से पैसे कम होके वो बैंक में चले गए, ठीक है। तो बिज़नेस के लिए तो पैसे नहीं कम हुए, क्योंकि उसने एक जगह से उठा के दूसरी जगह रख दी है। सिंपल ये फिनोमेना सही होगा इसके लिए कि एक जगह से उठाए और दूसरी जगह रख दिया। अब उठाए कहाँ से? कैश अकाउंट में से उठा लिए, ठीक है, रखे कहाँ पे? बैंक अकाउंट में रख दिए, सिंपल, ठीक है। तो इस तरह की एंट्रीज़ भी जनरल में पास की जाती हैं, ठीक है। अब दोनों, क्या हम सिर्फ फाइनेंशियल इंफॉर्मेशन की ही बात करते हैं जर्नल एंट्रीज़ में? तो ऐसा हर बार भी ज़रूरी नहीं है, लेकिन जो है ना वो 99.99% ऐसा ही होता है, ठीक है। तो देखते हैं यहाँ पर अब डेफिनेशन में क्या कह रहा है। अ फॉर्मल रिकॉर्ड, एक फॉर्मल सा रिकॉर्ड, एक नॉर्मल सा रिकॉर्ड जो है ना वो हमारे पास होता है ऑफ अ फाइनेंशियल ट्रांजैक्शन, के एक फाइनेंशियल ट्रांजैक्शन की, ठीक है। एंट्री का मतलब मैंने आपको समझाया था ना कि एंट्री क्या होती है, वो ट्रांजैक्शन होती है। तो यहाँ पर उसने ट्रांजैक्शन का जिक्र भी कर दिया। इन द अकाउंटिंग सिस्टम, तो किसी एक अकाउंटिंग सिस्टम में इसका जिक्र हम लोग पढ़ते हैं। तो वो कौन सा अकाउंटिंग सिस्टम होता है? तो वो डबल एंट्री में भी, सिंगल एंट्री में भी इसका इस्तेमाल होता है, ठीक है। फिर हमारे पास आगे देखते हैं, तो शोइंग विच अकाउंट आर डेबिटेड और क्रेडिटेड। डेबिट और क्रेडिट होते हैं, दो ही इसमें एस्पेक्ट्स होते हैं, यहाँ तो डेबिट होता है तो यहाँ पर क्रेडिट होता है, ठीक है। अब वो डेबिट और क्रेडिट जो है ना वो क्या है? यहाँ पे डेबिट जब कैश आ रहा है या कोई भी चीज़ आ रही है बिजनेस में तो वो डेबिट होता है। कोई भी चीज़ बिजनेस से जा रही है या कैश जा रहा है तो वो क्रेडिट होता है, ठीक है। क्रेडिट राइट हैंड पर लिखा जाता है, सारे के सारे अकाउंट्स में क्रेडिट को राइट साइड पर लिखा जाता है। ये बात आप ध्यान में रखिएगा, हमेशा सारे के सारे अकाउंट्स जो हैं उनमें क्रेडिट को राइट साइड पर लिखा जाता है। इसमें ऐसा नहीं होता है कि अगर आप इसमें जो है ना वो लाइबिलिटी और एसेट को आपस में उनकी जगह चेंज कर देते हैं वो चल जाता है, लेकिन यहाँ पर नहीं चलता है। यहाँ पर आपने सीधे हाथ पर क्रेडिट को लिखना है और ऊपर उसको लिखना है CR, ठीक है। और जो लेफ़्ट वाले हैंड पे आपने डेबिट को लिखना है उसको आपने लिखना है DR। अब कुछ बच्चों का सवाल ये भी होगा कि डेबिट जो है ना उसमें तो R नहीं आ रहा है, तो हम लोग उसे फिर DR क्यों लिखते हैं? क्योंकि बेसिकली ये लैटिन वर्ड से लिया गया है, ठीक है। लैटिन वर्ड जो है ना वो है ड्रिटेरे, ठीक है। तो वहाँ पर जो है ना डी के साथ आर भी लगाया जाता है, तो ये वहाँ से लिया गया, उन्होंने शुरुआत की थी अकाउंटिंग की, इसलिए वो आज तक ऐसे ही चलता आ रहा है, ठीक है। दूसरे कुछ हमारे जो अकाउंटिंग के स्पेशलिस्ट हैं वो ये भी कहते हैं कि डी आर इसलिए यूज़ किया जाता है क्योंकि इसका मतलब होता है डेबिट रिकॉर्ड, ठीक है, और सी आर इसलिए यूज़ किया जाता है क्योंकि इसका मतलब होता है क्रेडिट रिकॉर्ड। तो वो भी अगर आप याद रखना चाहते हैं तो वो भी ठीक है, लेकिन बेसिकली इसकी जो शुरुआत हुई थी वो लैटिन वर्ड से हुई थी, ठीक है। तो आज के वक्त में हम लोग ये देखें तो क्रेडिट किस साइड पे लिखते हैं हम लोग, वो लेफ़्ट साइड वाली साइड पे, और चाहे वो जर्नल है, लेजर है, ठीक है, कोई भी अकाउंट है तो उसके अंदर हमारे पास जो डेबिट वाला हिस्सा होता है वो राइट साइड पर, और जो क्रेडिट वाला हिस्सा होता है उसको हम लोग लेफ़्ट साइड पर लिखते हैं, ठीक है। तो डेबिट क्रेडिट तो आपको यहाँ पे समझ आ गया होगा, ठीक है। अब हम लोग ये देखते हैं कि अगर हम लोगों ने, जब हमने अकाउंट बनाना है, हमें अगर नहीं समझ आ रहा है कि हमने इसको डेबिट में लिखना है या क्रेडिट में लिखना है, ऐसी सिचुएशन को हैंडल करने के लिए हम लोग उसको एंट्री को दोबारा से बार बार से पढ़ते हैं और ये देखते हैं कि जब तक हमें इसका मकसद समझ नहीं आ रहा एंट्री का, ठीक है, तब तक हम उसको ऐड नहीं करते हैं। अब तो बेसिकली अगर हम लोग अपना बिज़नेस चला रहे हैं तो हमें तो फ़ौरन पता चल जाएगा ना कि डेबिट हुई है या क्रेडिट हुई है ना। लेकिन हम अपना बिज़नेस ना चला रहे हैं, हमारे अकाउंटिंग में हमें बड़ी कॉम्प्लेक्स एंट्रीज़ देते हैं, ये पेपर्स में बड़ी बड़ी कॉम्प्लेक्स एंट्रीज़ डाल देते हैं, ठीक है। तो उसको कैसे टैकल करना है, हम लोग उसको ऐसे समझेंगे कि जब उसमें से कोई चीज़ अगर कम हो रही है ना, ठीक है, जो चीज़ कम हो रही है, जो चीज़ कहीं जा रही है, आपने ये नहीं सोचना है कि किसी और के पास तो जा रही है ना, उसके पास बढ़ रही है, नहीं, वो उसका काम है। आपने ये सोचना है कि मेरे पास से तो जा रही है ना, बिज़नेस के पास से तो जा रही है ना, जो क्वेश्चन मुझे दिया गया है इसमें तो वो चीज़ जा रही है ना। तो इस सिचुएशन को जो है ना वो हैंडल करना है आपने बड़ी मतलब कि समझदारी के साथ। मुझे पता है कि बड़ी बड़ी कॉम्प्लेक्स एंट्रीज़ आती हैं, वो कॉम्प्लेक्स एंट्रीज़ मैं करवाऊँगा, ठीक है। अपनी जो सीरीज़ होंगी ना उसमें मैं बुक वाले क्वेश्चन के अलावा भी कॉम्प्लेक्स एंट्रीज़ का एक अलग से क्वेश्चन बनाऊँगा और वो मैं उसके अंदर करवा दूँगा आप लोगों को, ठीक है। तो आई थिंक कि वो कॉम्प्लेक्स एंट्री वाला जो मतलब कि मेरा क्वेश्चन होगा, कॉम्प्लेक्स एंट्री वाली जो मेरी वीडियो होगी उसको देखने के बाद आपको दुनिया में कोई और वीडियो देखने की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ेगी कॉम्प्लेक्स एंट्रीज़ को समझने के लिए, ठीक है। तो आई थिंक कि आपको अभी सब कुछ नहीं तो कुछ तो समझ आया है इसके अंदर से कि डेबिट और क्रेडिट क्या होता है, ठीक है। सब कुछ समझने के लिए वो हम लोग पूरी सीरीज़ चलाएँगे, ठीक है। तो आई होप वीडियो आपको अच्छी लगी है। थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग।